Howdy everyone. This is the DVT YouTube channel. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a good Friday. If you were trading or whatever you're doing, just checking in and watching a video. It's about 10 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock p.m. my time, July 22nd of 2022. Yeah, I'd like to say I'm talking to you from this boat right here with my laptop and traveling in the Bahamas. This is the Bahamas, but this is actually something from a YouTube video by a family called La Vagabond, family from Australia that travel the world on a boat. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Okay, let's get to it. Please stand by. Trying to be my attempt at being funny. Here's my day. $426. Tesla, always Tesla. 2 trades and about 5 minutes. Figure 834 to about 839. Yeah, that's just under seconds of 5 minutes. Great stock options prices right here, especially this one on my first trade. Not sure how I get these sometime, but you got to get up though and make sure in whatever you're doing and using for execution, but go find the cheaper ones. You're going to execute the same time because they're doing thousands and thousands of trades every so many seconds, maybe even in seconds, especially on Tesla. But anyway, first trade 8:34 and 34 seconds, 8:35 and 43 seconds. Started right about here, ended right about in here. It started getting a little squirrely. Good thing I got out though, because it started coming back right about here. Second trade 8:39 18 seconds. Probably got in right about here at that flag, and then it started going up. And when it starts coming back to me, I was up pretty good at that time. What was I? $1.57 times 2, which is 157. That's 314 bucks. That was a good trade. I enjoyed that. At that point, I just said I'm going to call it a day. If I'm over 300, I'm pretty happy. $1,000 days are great, and I think Matt Diamond, another scalper out there, if you look him up, he's got some good videos whenever he puts them out. And he trades more contracts. I keep it small. I'm not looking to make a killing. I'm not young, and I learned my lessons a long time ago, and it'll come with time. It always does. Anyway, this is my day. Looking at a 1-minute chart, I'd also like to let you know how I made my decisions and why. So let's kind of get into that. Here is a weekly chart. This is what I start the day with. I have my moving averages. The thin ones right here are the 90 MA, 50 MA, and the 20 MA, and those are on the daily chart. Right now we're in the weekly. Each one of these candles is 1 week's time, and this is how we ended our week. Today, this candle here in the weekly started here, so I had a good idea it's going to go up and at least catch the 20 weekly moving average. Whatever it does from there, and it went up pretty good, and it came down. Now let's look at the daily. This actually has an interesting sort of story where I wondered what it was going to do. Here's the daily chart. Each one's a 1-day candle. Here's the mess that we finally got out of, a breakout yesterday on this big long candle. I didn't trade that. Wish I would have, but I was working at that regular job, and I enjoy that because I love being part of a good team and making something. Not with my hands. I'm not a shop guy, but I'm a designer in the oil and gas field. At least that's what I was for, 12 to 13 years. Anyway, here's what we are. Let's kind of make this a little smaller. My initial thoughts were that when this day started out, now here's the daily. Actually, there's the weekly. Again, I had a feeling we're going to go up there and catch it, and we did. The day started right here. It actually came down. Here is the high, yesterday's high. It came down and touched that. That was my first trade. Then it started going up further, and that's when I took my second trade. It actually went up higher, but look at how far it dropped. It actually hit Thursday's close. Just amazing. Really is. We still got some interesting stuff down here. In this area, if it ever makes it back down there. Halfback yesterday was here, never even touched it. Today's pre-market low, never got there. Pre-market high, it nailed it. Again, yesterday's high, I was actually looking for, when it started moving down and got below the, okay, let me pull up a 1 minute. Here's a 1 minute. This was the day. Came down here. Yesterday's high a day. Nice trend day too. Here was the current halfback about the time I was getting in. Right here, it went up. I knew, I had a feeling after yesterday, it's going to suck people into the upside, then it's going to suck again, suck them down here, and then come back up, and then do whatever it does. I got in right about here. This actually is a, what is that anyway? That is a 200-day moving average on the 1 minute chart. I usually don't watch that, but whenever it broke down below that, that's about the time I got in. I had to hold for a little wiggle, but then off it went. Got out as, again, it was going up and down. What I really wanted was this right here, the close. Didn't get that till much later in the day, but I had better things to do. So anyway, it bottoms out here, comes up, breaks through. Notice right at that moving average. Comes up here. I thought, nah. Halfback at that time was actually up a little bit more because the low of the day to the high of the day, whatever the half is, it's usually a pause point. This I just didn't move up. Here's the 20 weekly. There's a little hesitation, a little flag pattern right here, and then poof. Right there, I probably got in and I got out as it hit the pre-market high. That's usually a bounce, and it didn't, but hey, $426, I'm pretty happy about that. So if you had a good day, feel free to talk about it or say, hey, I made blah, blah, in this stock or that stock. I only trade Tesla. Anymore, it's the best one. There's others out there, but there's so much volatility on the open at Tesla. Right in here, it's great. Time, 5 minutes, I'm done. 426, I can tell you the less you trade, the better your average is going to get. I only use 2 contracts because if it goes against me and I start losing and do a bonehead thing like don't get out and say, oh, it'll come back, at least it's only 2. And that happens from time to time. Traders are human. We aren't algorithms. And the algos, well, that's another story for another day. Or some of my other videos in the past. I've talked a little bit about it. You know, whether you like market profile, go see Paul Asmar. If you like scalping, talk, not talk with, but go and look at Matt Damon's YouTube videos. There's so much out there. And if you really want to know about some, say, market profile again, Jim Dalton has a lot of free stuff. Whenever I first heard about that, I didn't know what it was. What are these weird-looking charts that they have? I don't know. But I learned and even did a couple of his classes and even bought an online course of his. And it really made a difference in things. I'm not going to pull up what I was looking at today. I personally had a downward bias for the day just because of market profile. But it had a little bit of junk to get through. And it did actually go through that, but it didn't pick up enough of it yet. Next week will be interesting. Is it going to break out to the high point, or is it going to keep on? Is it going to break out to the low, or was today just kind of a hesitation day? We'll see. I have my own bias, but I really don't have a bias. I know what I think it is. I know what I'd love for it to do, and that's fill the gap, go down. But it never works that way. Again, I don't trade nearly as much as I used to, and the videos will be far and few, but if you're subscribed, feel free to like and subscribe if you're not one already. And stay tuned. All the people I mentioned earlier, look at their videos as well as my own. It would be much appreciated. With that, happy Friday, everybody. Hope you have a good weekend. It is the evening. Here's a couple more little things I wanted to show you before I close this out. This is Tony Robbins. Most people have heard about him. But if you want to be a good trader, and I've been doing this since 1997, and working jobs, I would do it until it doesn't work anymore. The market just gets too tough. Algorithms are very rough these days. So you got to be a little bit more picky and not just jump in. But the key thing I'm saying here is that, and if you're not hungry, get around people who are, and something will hit you. What that means is if you aren't hungry enough, you need to get around people who are, and maybe that'll rub off on you. It did for me many years ago with a guy named J.U. and an old chat room for trading only, for scalpers actually, and that was called undergroundtrader.com. Long out of business. So it hadn't been around since 2005 or 6 maybe, something like that. But anyway, I was hungry and I learned. Then I've traded full time for a while and I was hungry, and there's some people that I watched and I got into what they did, a variety of things. It wasn't like a chat room or a trading room of any kind. Anyway, got laid off. Started looking about market profile. It works, guys. Here's another one I wanted to pull up, and this is the truth for anybody that's novice. Take this to heart. This is the absolute freaking truth. If you're losing money, there's a reason for that. Amateur traders are obsessed with making money. Pro traders are obsessed with managing risk. Take it to heart. Believe it, live it. In other words, if it goes against you, get out. And trust me, even a pro trader holds for a little too long. Paul Asmar was a specialist in the New York Stock Exchange trading a variety of stocks. They gave him a lot of money to trade with, is what that means. He'd have bad days too. Maybe not as much as novices or what I used to do, but it happens. Having had that, where'd it go? Oh, actually it disappeared. I had some ice cream cones I was going to show everybody and say, oh, look at that. Actually, there they are right there. To get to the cream, you got to build it like an ice cream cone. So having said all this, here's my day. I hope you had a good one. Till the next video, stay cool. God, stay cool. 100 degrees here. How am I going to end this video? Let's see here. Let's do this. This is the town I live in. This is Allen Parkway. This is the old Bank of America building right here. Right about there was my office when I was in logistics management. Looking over that window seat. Man, life was good back then. Uh-oh. How'd that come up? Anyway, happy Friday, y'all. Maybe I need to edit that out. Have a good one. See you next time. Good luck trading.